Welcome from the Wyoming desert. Yes!
This morning we woke up here at this awesome BLM land spot in the desert of Wyoming. Beautiful 100%. But this morning we're also training Moose, getting a workout in and making breakfast, as well as getting ready for the day. And then we are heading to Laramie, Wyoming. It is highly recommended to us by other travelers and van lifers, so we're ready to check it out.
Jog it out. My contact fell out of my hand. After a very productive morning in our beautiful spot here in the Wyoming desert, it is time to head to Laramie, like Mal said earlier, and we could not be more excited to check out this awesome town. So let's get going. We just made our first stop in Laramie at the visitor center. We picked up some pamphlets, including just the overall visitor's guide, as well as some public lands, maybe some sleeping opportunities for us, and just the street map so we can kind of get the feel of downtown. But we're going to kind of look over these and see what we want to do.
Our first stop has come from this very guide, or pamphlet if you want to call it that. It is the Wyoming Territorial Prison that started up in 1872. Butch Cassidy was here, which Ty will tell you more about because I don't know anything about this. But it's a really cool place. You can actually go tour it, but we don't really have any money to do that. So we just kind of have been looking from the parking lot and walked up to the little gates, like peering in.
So what's also really cool about this area, like Mo said, Butch Cassidy was here. He was one of the 1,000 people that they usually house in the prison. But I love the fact that they had the Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid movie filmed here in Laramie for a little part of it, because that was a part of his life after all. If you've ever watched the Paul Newman version of it, yeah, Paul Newman. If you ever watched the Paul Newman version of it, that's where they filmed a little bit of the movie. I don't know if it was a popular movie, but I feel like I watched a ton growing up. I don't know why, but yeah, I loved the movie. I think it was really cool. So it's kind of cool to come here and experience a little bit of it.
Another fun fact is the prison building is the oldest stone building here in Wyoming, so that's really awesome. But also we found this little paper right on the sidewalk when we parked. Kind of cool. But Charles Clark was 25. He was actually an inmate here at the prison. And they have a little bit of information on the back. But we thought something was really interesting. He broke the prison silence rule about like talking and laughing, and then he got thrown in the dungeon for 5 days. So we thought that was kind of weird that, I mean, for smiling he's gonna get thrown in a dungeon, but I guess that's how they do it back then.
We wish we could spend some more time here at the prison, but it's just how it is. We are going to go and find ourselves a sweet treat. We are really not sure what it's going to be yet, but we can't wait to take you guys along. I got a small peanut butter chip shake, delicious. It reminds me a lot of the Reese's shakes at Steak and Shake, but it's really good. Yeah, I can't wait to dig in a little more.
I got the coffee chocolate chip in a dish, and it is so good. It just tastes like a normal coffee and chocolate chips in here. It's really creamy and smooth, very delicious, great for a hot day.
So another really cool thing about the ice cream shop that we went to is it is actually all handmade stuff. Everything from the ice cream to the gelato to the sherbet, everything in between, they all make it in-house. So that's really cool. Also, they have the best milkshakes in the area, voted by locals. So, I mean, they're never wrong, are they? That's why I thought I'd have to try it. So that's one more fun fact we wanted to share with you guys about the ice cream shop. What was the name of it?
Big Dipper Ice Cream.
The Big Dipper Ice Cream. But after these sweet treats, we're actually going to head to a few more interesting things around Laramie. So let's go. So we are here at the Abraham Lincoln Monument. It's actually the tallest point on all of Interstate 80. It's here because this is a man who was obviously very well revered by everybody in the nation, but the one guy in particular who is over the entire building of it really loved Abraham Lincoln. So he actually helped build this with the help of somebody from Laramie. He was actually the University of Wyoming's art director at the time, and he sculpted this very realistic looking Abraham Lincoln statue that now sits on the top of the entire interstate, which after all that Lincoln did for our country, I think is pretty fitting.
Another quirky fact is, and sorry for the squinting, the sun's bright, this statue sits at 8,960 feet, I believe. We'll correct us down here, but I thought that was really cool. But now we're on to our next quirky destination, so let's go.
Another really cool fun fact, real quick, Abraham Lincoln is actually in the Wrestling Hall of Fame, not WWE wrestling, like actual wrestling. I think his career record was like 199-1, so he was actually a really good wrestler as well. I don't think I even ever told Molly that. But that's really another fun fact about Abraham Lincoln. Just pretty cool guy overall. A 60-foot tall pyramid in the plains of Wyoming? What? Obviously when you're right here, this looks pretty out of place. It's kind of hard to actually tell why they would put this here. But actually what's really cool is that on a sign I read that they actually built it like this to mimic the landscape around the area. So it's actually kind of like hidden. It doesn't seem like a big deal. But this is the Ames Monument. It's named after the Oliver and Oaks Ames. They were huge benefactors to the Union Pacific Railroad. That was the railroad that was the first one that went across the entire nation, basically transformed the way we did everything. So no big deal. But it was really cool, like a massive significance, and they were huge supporters, benefactors, and workers on it. It took 4 years to complete that railroad, despite everything being done by manual labor. There were no machines, no cars or anything like that, so it's really cool. This is actually the tallest point on the Union or the Transcontinental Railroad road, I think is what it's called, and you can like actually track how it used to go, so it's pretty cool. And it actually sits atop the old ghost town of Sherman. So Sherman was an old town that was built along the railroad that they built that over. So yeah, pretty cool and pretty crazy.
So Moose is having a great time here. I think this is just mind-blowing that there's a pyramid here in Wyoming. I mean, who would think that? But I found it in the little pamphlet again. Ty will probably get tired of me saying that, but anyway, the road coming in here is dirt, but it's really smooth until the last, what, like 100 feet, would you say? Yeah, and then it's really washboarded, so you just have to go slow, but really worth the drive out here.
Our last stop is the tree rock. This is very popular, and it appears that this tree is growing straight out of this solid granite rock. And because of that, people that have been going by forever, ever since the railroad was founded, have been stopping to take pictures and things like that, because it's something that you don't see trees just growing out of a rock. But what's really cool is they actually think that the Transcontinental Railroad builders just went around this tree on purpose, so that way it could stay this way. And even the firemen on the locomotives would go by and give it a drink by putting water buckets on it. So it's kind of funny. It's been cared for forever. And this fence and everything was donated by the railroad company that made it. So just overall really cool. But this is amazing. It's just super cool to see. If you don't want to stop for anything else that we've done, this is a super easy one to do. It is literally right off the interstate on the left. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, so this is Tree Rock.
This was in the pamphlet also. One last time I had to say that. But we loved our time here in Laramie. This was our last stop, so we're all done here. Definitely come and visit for at least one day. Check out these quirky little things in the pamphlet. But this is gonna wrap up our time. We're headed to a brand new, or another state that's not brand new, but what we're doing is really awesome. I hope you enjoyed your adventures with us here, and I hope you're coming on our next one as well. We'll see you later. The southernmost part of never mind, I need here at the Laramie Visitor Center. We're gonna pick up some pamphlets and see what they have to offer. The Laramie.
We have just finished working here in Laramie. I can't do that.
This prison is also the largest and, never mind. Another awesome fact is this building that the prison is, another awesome fact is,
You want me to do it?
Why is it okay. Another awesome fact is the prison building is the largest. I don't know. Another awesome fact is the prison building is the oldest stone building here in Wyoming. So that's really cool. Back in 1872, I guess is when it was built.
You gotta talk about that dude.
I have to read. Another cool fun fact is the prison building is actually the oldest. No. Yes.
Yeah.
No. Okay, I got it. Okay, I can do it. I can do it. Another fun fact is the prison building.
Oh no! We had like 4 good days.
Okay, I'm good. Another fun fact is the prison building is actually the oldest stone building.